confirmation bi ba dia na fe ye busa ne nsem bi na sa masa dia ibi hu ba bi de enkomo ne befa da bia ye neje bra wa ba fie ha aba be shrine no ha brepemu mene no ebidi enkomo na eye high commissioners ne ambassador nkomo ya yedi ye na me yes ma memfo nko achi kakra na yeni abakosem ho nkomo kakra from eye 1995 to eye 1997 orunu nyamfo eye Dr. Thomas Boache Mensa wono na wo ba South Africa ha ebesum se ambassador ede Emma Ghana for na ewa ha kai say from 1995 to 1997 we public knowledge we be timi research na wonsu wetimi ehu bi edin ana ojiso Dr. Thomas Boache Mensa brepemo no memma no ho abakosem kakra ne wahu oniku a woye enwechi from 1997 to 1999 eno na yenya Mr. Patrick Hayford chedin so Mr. Patrick Hayford ono so ebesumi as an ambassador I was South Africa from 1997 edi kosi 1999 enwechi na yebenya the first female ambassador ono so ba South Africa edin anoje so Mrs. Ellen Sewa Nihwan wono ebesumi from 2000 to 2005 and our no eba South Africa ha eba ebesumi ye Ghana for na ewa ha enwechi 209 and as from 206 to 209 on Dr. Jimmy Benhaman wono so eba South Africa ebesumi as an ambassador obesumo sumpa enwechi from 209 edikosi 2012 no yenya ambassador Mr. Lee Okran from November 2009 to 2012 from 2009 to 2012 and ya papa Lee Okran eba ebesuming enwechi our very own Kwesi Ahoy min kanisa ambassador Kwesi Ahoy wono so ebesumi from 2015 edikosi 2017 and wono ba ebesumi enwechi ena yenya Mr. George Ayisi Boateng wono so ba ebesumi wono ba ko wie no ena yenya Mr. Charles Osiokun Oredu wono so ba besumi ogususum no a ena wo hwa dabi so wasisem kakra ebia na ba na akwa left enti no woko ekopre as an MP okwo moto ne so aba amena me no can say MP I think New Abrim, I stand to be corrected, but I think it's there, yeah. And that one, no, yeah, ambassador. Into all quiet, the Kunyani to me, Nahosa, and that Yama, Mrs. Shelley, Ashite Odunton, or also by Ebesumi. And in December, yeah, they acquire a Kotuaba on the 7th of December. And Union NDC free and people for so at the Nashiho or Sunuku Kruku. What in a Shiwa NDC Ebeji Ekumana. It is Amri. Yama Mrs. Shelley Ashite Odunton. Ewa mind Ghana Mwekungano and Tom Panye acting Ewa Honomo. Nemo when you be here will be our better Kungano so. Now was some Ghana for Ewa South Africa and other countries. Ning in a bit home. South African embassy away and which was a Ghana embassy away is one of the biggest countries on Mutishi Shaseno. If it didn't know Commodore Pa. It is a Yadobet Kunga Cassinis one Juma Pa. Ena omanpeni di asha wonsano samri amama mo abakosem kakra ede afa Ghana High Commissioner wo Pretoria ha South Africa ha no enche meko studio 2 na mini yura onunyam for Mr. Benjamin Quashie wono NDCSA Council of Elders wono mo chairman ena yato nsafre ne se yatete no no amra no mi ni ho ano for the second time first one no we were so excited when we are na left asimunya wotre the good news na heya na mekano empo se anye South Africa na your baby fofra GHASA Radio heya na mabekano South African so heya na mekano enti na ya frɛ no ye bedi nkomo ne ahwese de ye nyina ye party no so na ye beti yanti a ye besia frɛ ni biu da foforo na wono ababeka de atre Yura Mr. Benjamin Quashie ye mo akwa GHASA Studios
boss me da say Bibia boko de
nyankopon adom bibia boko pa ewa hanom na we hope say also bibia ofiba na bibia boko NDC amanyoko no Ghana mo reset na bibia odu ho ahyema wo yegye se bibia boko
nyame adom met me akase bibi ekoye.
Okay.
And quickly no so no mamimfa akwenye so enchia ye TFO nyina.
TFO that's it.
And also to thank the NDC branches are Omowo, Durban, Queenswood, Mtata, I think a couple of others.
Okay.
Organizing the whole Ghanaian community Durban to thank our Muslim brothers and sisters for the Idil Adha na Omudi, no. So people came as far as to our surprise in Bus from Kempton Park, from Pretoria, from Soshanguve, from everywhere to be part of this event. In fact, Omuba Friday Ebedaho Echo event on Saturday, and it was so brilliant. The turnout was brilliant.
Okay.
The atmosphere was charged, and I can only but thank them. Say, I'm at the NDC party. I'm sure, say, the change we voted for has trickled down to everybody. Who something out of the change, and so I saw the zeal in their eyes. I saw hope in their eyes. I saw that belief. Say, things will get better. And I think that is what the NDC is rightly doing, both in Ghana and abroad. Ntimefa Kwenye also share all the organizers and all the members of these branches who came together over the weekend.
Okay. And so, and I say, more NDC for Erampo, more mobile, ever supported this beautiful event, Council of Elders for Chairman, Mr. Benjamin Kofi Quashie. What the Munina say, Modi Osieyo. Traveling from far and then near Namunina Mababitu. You shuffle between Ghana and South Africa and other countries. But your concern was Ghana.
Okay.
Ghana to say. Yende Yatitibio as a petrol and I'm the ones to be a kosher baby. Say doom so levy. In general, Ghana to say. Ninty a frog ready enche Yebeka. Ghana to say.
Well, I can say the people of Ghana are happy. The people of Ghana are so delighted in the work of the NDC and President John Dramani Mahama on the issue of the one Ghana city now. The energy sector debt that has engulfed every government till today. It's one of the reasons our economy has not been performing better. And I say, during the first era of President John Dramani Mahama, after the demise of President Mills, he tried to come up with something that would take off this energy sector lead because it kept on accumulating. Now, if it accumulates now, it doesn't only affect the energy sector alone, it affects the whole country. Because at that point, the money, the scarce resources we are getting through taxes and other things are always used to take care of the energy sector debts that are there. So visionary as he is, and somebody who says, let's take away this debt so that the energy sector can start on a fresh note. It's what President Mahama is doing. Look, we know that the one Ghana cedi now should rake in about 5.7 billion to help us cater for the debt in the energy sector. Because once you cater for the debt and you're on a fresh, clean slate, we wouldn't be having the challenges we are having. This is a thought. It is only a visionary leader who can do that. President Mahama can say, and I like it. I loved it when he said it that it was a painful decision and a very difficult one to make. But just like he made the promise of and then he put in places, he imported this car power ship, he brought in energy producers from Turkey and other places. It is the same means that the president has come out to say, allow me clear those debts so that we can have a very robust and fast-moving energy sector. Nana, yes, it's difficult. People are complaining, but you can carry out a survey in Ghana, and you see that more than 70% of the good people of Ghana believe if this one Ghana cedi will go into solving the energy sector crisis now, why not? We will not be in doomsday again. And so I look forward to the day where the president will say, Yatumia recover all the debts that we have in the energy sector, we finish paying, and then we go back to not having that one Ghana cedi. Nana, we've been in this country Ghana, where a lot of taxes were taken from the people.
Now maybe now once me find share baby as a petrol mo driver for complaining before the most want to take petrol because dollar no any city say or more resolve fine.
So Nana, what we say, the previous government abolished road tolls.
Yeah,
they abolished it.
Yeah.
Now, whatever you are doing, in the energy sector, it is very important. Say, it will be sustainable. That is where the question is: the sustainability of it. So we can decide to put the tax under any other tax component that is already in the country, which for us as a political party, we believe say that means that we are not being fair and honest to the good people of Ghana. What we believe is that there's a problem. What is the problem? The problem has to do with the energy sector. How do we solve it? We are proposing a 1 Ghana cedi levy on every purchase of petrol. Yeah. And Nana, what we say, things trickle down when the dollar is struggling against the cedi. When your currency is maintaining a certain level of brilliance like the cedi is doing, Nana, everything trickles down. That 1 Ghana cedi that we are talking about, Nana, at the end of the day, when we keep the dollar at where it is, and we create the conducive atmosphere for the good people of Ghana, especially the business community, and nobody will feel that 1 Ghana cedi, especially knowing that it is not going into anybody's pocket. We understand the times, we understand the challenges our good people have, but we can assure them, say, just like President Mahama indicated, say, it is one of the most difficult but necessary decisions that he has to take. Just like he didn't fail us when he said, say, he will solve the issue of Dumso. Nana, let's give him that trust again and ensure, say, that 1 Ghana cedi, which will culminate in us having almost 5.7 billion to clear the debt of the energy sector. It will go a long way. As Ghanaians, say, oh, finally somebody has come, taking the bold decision, and he has cleared the debt so that we can move on as a country.
We can move on as a country. What for GHASA Radio, we stream it live on the socials and Oko YouTube. We stream it live there. Many opening power or the NDCSA Council of Feathers and no Mr. Benjamin Kofi Quashie and Etritri and Commander. The big question still remains: is your name in Accra? Maybe that later, but ye di Ghana and Komoka Accra. The last time we talked about Semi Jemfi because now no never ho. The big can say, I say NDC. Emrante youth nana manyinya appointment and manyinya appointment, but I said yeah one more predodo enche foreign affairs foreign minister okuja tabla Washington embassy wakwa kotum your brother Sam George honorable ononso data once and some, even though say but certain things that he said, say he can't just ultimately data so just like that and all that. How much as I said there, and then the arrest of to me and Sani Menina, how much as I say NDC more predator.
Well, that is minim nia oka say a predator, but anybody that you have spoken to will tell you say the NDC is doing very well, and also radio stations matutum at the here or same day on my penny say there be konakobi. Okay, so let's start first with the issue of Washington. Yeah, for God knows how long there was an individual working at the high embassy there in the US, making sure that Semenewu as citizens of Ghana, ye kosi ye could ye passport or any other thing from Ghana, the payments platform is linked to his personal details. It doesn't go to the government of Ghana. It doesn't go to the embassy as it finds itself in the US. And when the foreign affairs minister cracked the whip, somebody says, say, pray dodo. How are we praying dodo? Because the truth of the matter is, should we allow the person continue doing what? In fact, the Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa ensured that it didn't take long. When he shut the embassy down and whatever needed to be done and the platform taking off and everything coming back to normal, the embassy has started operating again. I think that as Ghanaians, we should be clapping our hands for the foreign affairs minister for taking such a bold initiative. Because ask yourself, how many years now? The Honorable Alima Mahama was the last ambassador to the US. You want to tell me that she was not aware of what was going on? If she wasn't aware, I am not impanging say she's aware. But if she's not aware, then that means that she had weak leadership. If it is aware, then that means that she was compromised as well. because that is what they've done to the whole system, both in Ghana and abroad. So we wait for the investigative reports to come, but I can tell you, sir, it's either one of the two. Whether, say, she was aware and she was compromised with it, or whether she lacked leadership and these things were happening without her knowledge. And I think, say, it is only by the action of Okudzeto Ablakwa, the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, that we've come to this point. Honorable Sam George, an ardent advocate for data cost reduction, an ardent advocate when it comes to the issues of our telecommunications industry in Ghana. He has done it religiously for a number of years now. He has held Esla also accountable for a lot of things that she did and didn't do right in terms of the regulatory aspect when it comes to our communication system. But you see, when you inherit a mess like we inherited from the MPP, and where we have a leader like President John Dramani Mahama who tells you, say, I know that I've inherited a mess, stop talking about the inheritance, fix it. And he's fixing it. You don't expect Sam George, because he has said that he's going to ensure that data cost is reduced, to do that in 1 month or 2 months after we take over power. These things take time. These are legislative issues that he needed to also consult, because most of these things, he's not the only person to take the decision. You have the finance minister, who is also a key player when it comes to those data costs and other things. You have the attorney general, who has to look at the lawful nature of whatever happens in the telecommunication center. Now, with all these things, and then you want Sam George to just go ahead and say, we'll reduce cost of data and cost of doing things in the telecommunication center. Yes, he had promised. Yes, he was very vocal. You see, what we hate as Ghanaians, and I think that now the narrative is changing. It's a simple thing. As Ghanaians, we've always wanted to see people being timid in doing things, but this NDC administration is not timid, it's vocal. The gentlemen that they've mentioned their names as not being omopredodono, they are not actually in a rush, but they are ensuring that there's value for money. They are ensuring that the change that the Ghanaian people voted for, the reset agenda that they asked that the NDC reset with President John Dramani Mahama being in the helm of affairs, they are ensuring that these things should happen and happen quickly. Now, let me touch on the issue of Wontumi.
Not yet, the former finance minister count.
Yes. Let me touch on Wontumi first. Wontumi has said a lot of unprintable things when they were in government. Wontumi has done a lot of things, especially Wontumi went to a studio, went with gold bars, showing the whole world profligacy, showing everybody that, I have gold. If they talk about gold, this is power, this is this. He had 99 point something houses in Edum Kumasi, he had this in estates here, he has this here. Nana. And then we are in government. Wontumi has been given a loan to construct a road or to construct something. He says it's Yonoto and I say road. No, he's taking money for project done, and that project, according to sources, is not even up to 18%. But he took money and said that the project was more than 50% or 80% thereabout. Nana, accountability in governance is the only thing that will develop our country, Ghana. If you see the way the MPP and the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has dissipated public funds and resources, you cry for Mother Ghana. You would cry. Because in the days and weeks and months to come, Wontumi and Co. would have to be held accountable to the good people of Ghana through the law courts. There's nothing that Wontumi is bigger than any other politician in Ghana, or he's bigger than the law. No, the law will follow its course. You said you had over 90-something houses. You had over whatever property. You were given bail. The bail was according to the sum of whatever they are saying that you have done. So, Nana, it's just trite knowledge. Say, they look at the cost involved in whatever the issue is, and based on that cost, is what they will say, the bill is set at this amount or that amount. So a bill was set, and then he couldn't get anybody to guarantee for him. In fact, immediately he couldn't get anybody to guarantee for him. Funny enough, the MPP always behaving as if they know better than somebody. Somebody from the MPP, their legal department or their legal reps went to the court to go and ask the court to vary the bail condition on a Friday. You see what happens. What happened? This is what they first say. Typical case of omopredodo. This is a typical case of it. Nana, Work of filing say the very Yoko formal bail conditions on a Friday.
Yeah.
And you expect Yoko to do what? Disrespect the court.
Over the weekend.
Yes. And that is exactly what happened. Until on Monday morning, you see, when the MPP hates it when people tell them truth to their face. Lawyer Andy Apia Kubi, who is a lawyer for Wontumi, indicated, say, Wontumi had been given all the fair treatment that there is supposed to be. And he knew that as a lawyer, he had done what is necessary for them to vary the bail condition, only to be told by Yoko, say, Obiakwako file ABCD at the court to vary the decision of Yoko. And Apia Kubi said that you can't hold this against Yoko. Because you did this yourself. You didn't consult me, you didn't ask me any question. I pray, say, we learn out of what is happening to Wontumi. Nana, it doesn't pay to be loud when you are supposed to be serving the people. Being loud is the last thing that you are, and also showing off. Nana, I had Wontumi those days on the TV stations. Can say of a so-called Chelsea or the bid Aqua Chelsea. You see, sometimes you listen to these people and you don't know what they drink before they go on air to speak, or who advises them. But this is where we find ourselves today. Why say cold water? No, he can't say anything because you see, at the end of the day, being loud doesn't help as a politician, because as President Mahama indicated, you are there to serve the people. You're not better than the people. But when you make it look as if you are better than the people, when the day of accountability comes, when the day of reckoning comes, Nana, nobody should be seen crying like Wontumi was crying. This is just the beginning. Nana, Finance Minister.
He wants to answer your questions virtually. Must you know?
Well,
OSP
well, I have listened to lawyers. I'm not a lawyer, but I've listened to lawyers indicate that there are issues when it comes to that in-camera hearing, where they believe that there should be a face-to-face with him. Investigators will tell you that body language speaks a lot when it comes to them investigating. I think that the OSP, I believe that what he's doing is within the realm of his powers to do. I think that he also has to take cognizance of the fact, say, the good people of Ghana are not in a rush for a personal vendetta. No. The NDC, President Mahama, none of us has this thing of personal vendetta. Obetia Attorney General, the Honorable Dominic Ayeniya, he always says one thing, that his concern is to retrieve the loot. That is why President Mahama said there should be oral. So if President Mahama wanted people to go to jail just to prove a point, there will not be any oral. It will just be say, yeah, chill, with the public money, go to jail for 10 years. And then when you come back, you come and enjoy your largesse. President Mahama says that no, it's not going to happen. So if you want us to, you know what to do.
Pay back the money.
Pay back the money. But paying back the money doesn't mean that the sin or the crime that you have committed it's not going to be held against you. No, it will be held against you. But if you read, like I have read about what they call plea bargain, it mitigates the sentence. Any judge will say, oh, okay, you see what for 10 million. You've been brought to trial, you've been able to give back 8 million with the circumstances. Not the thievery that was done by this woman at National Service Secretary. That one is wickedness. That one is thievery as the highest level. That one is somebody who no judge to even have mercy upon. Because if you look at what she did at the national, if you look at what she did, the systemic nature of what she did and the monies that she took, when they were saying everything, I was like, okay, investigation can uncover. But when I realized that she used the National Service Secretariat for loan
at ADB,
for loan, that one alone tells you, say, this is somebody, or not the Adriana said she was going to beat the system, or not the Adriana said she was being smarter than ever. And our brothers and sisters, our sons and daughters, our kids from National Service are being told, say, you to me imposium, and I say, and then this is somebody that you say that they should do what to. Nana, I think that Ken Oforiatta will do so much justice to himself if he avails himself to be questioned by the special prosecutor and also the Attorney General. But if his health will not permit, he has been a public servant. If his health will not permit, and there's congent reasons why, or there are documentation, there are proofs that show that, look, the gentleman is in a hospital, you don't expect him. But we don't want to be like them. And when I say this passionately, because we can never be like them. Our founder Jerry Rawlings said it, that we should never try to be like the MPP. And now, why do I say that we shouldn't be like them? The late Victor Salome, he came down voluntarily on his own to come answer questions. He was picked up from the airport. He had a ventilator on
in a wheelchair.
He was taken straight to Nsawam after they got whatever remand stuff that they got for him. The man was sick, begging to be brought to Kolebu. They never did. The man died. So sometimes, one say, you say, Udi edroboni bibia a cow or something.
Yeah.
And that is what has happened to them.
Mm.
So today we are asking, you want us to have mercy on Ken Ofori-Atta, but when it came to Victor Salome, what did you do to him? And I think, say that also would go a long way. Ken Ofori-Atta will see, say, public office. And young people are basso, all the ministers of state, all the appointees should know that public office is not to enrich yourself. You would be held accountable one day. And when that day of reckoning comes, Nana, all of us will stand behind and look at you, because you were the person who was given that appointment. Finally, Nana, on the issue of radio stations.
Yeah.
So for me, you have everything you need to know about President John Dramani Mahama. That this is a statesman. This is somebody who is not just a vindictive leader like we had in the past. This is somebody who listens. I remember when the other radio stations, including Radio Gold, were shut down.
Yeah.
When Nanado was asked that question, he says, no, the law has taken its course. Allow the law. But I know that before the law, there's common sense.
Exactly.
Before common sense and before the law itself, Nana, there should be compassion. That is why they say sometimes you temper justice with mercy. Exactly what President Mahama has done. He has not said, say, the illegal things that the radio station, including Asasi Radio. Asasi Radio has been everywhere. Nana, who has Asasi Radio for more properties or more?
Yeah, I saw it.
When you see it, you ask yourself, so they were beating the system. You and I are paying taxes that goes to develop the roads that they use to their offices. They have all the money to buy cars, to buy expensive equipment, make that media house, that top echelon media house that we have in the country, but they have not paid their taxes that they are supposed to pay. And it is not fair on the good people of Ghana. And I think that President Mahama just did what a leader is supposed to do: temper justice with mercy, ensure that they do the right thing. I'm told that the president has liaised with the Honorable Minister Sam George, the Attorney General, and also the Minister of Finance, so that there can be a proper way to ensure that those people that have defaulted in paying whatever taxes pay the taxes, and then their FM stations are. It is not a gimmick like the likes of my good friend, former Ambassador Redu said that idea President Mahama did out of shame. No. I heard what is it? Osahene Afenyo Mark is also saying that it is just a theatrical. It's something. No, it is not. It is leadership. They need to learn it. They've never learned leadership. They've never learned humility. They saw it in Nanado. That Nanado said, "Oh, Yentu station in tomb," thinking said there was nothing that as a president he could do or not do. But Nanado was able to give duty-free shops to the kids, not going through procurement. Is that not him also trying to do things in a different way? But we never complain. Why are you complaining when the president of the day has said, say, I'm giving him an amnesty over a period of time, come and pay? And that is the goodwill that we have gotten from the good people of Ghana. That is a man who said, say, our absolute majority were parliament, but onfa enyenya ope. He will ensure, say, and we lost a case recently in the Supreme Court about that Akwetia member of parliament was convicted for contempt. Yeah. But have you heard anybody talking? No. It wouldn't have happened under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Under President John Dramani Mahama, Ghanaians are breathing again. Every institution finding himself in Ghana, they are all breathing again. This is the change we voted for. Something we should all be proud of.
This is the change we vote for, something we should all be proud of, coming from Mr. Benjamin Kofi Quashie, NDC SA Council of Elders, former chairman. I will still be asking him, is his name in Accra? and assessing? That question is coming by a few messages. You can also send through your message on our socials, YouTube, your Honomo, and all our social media platforms. The Obi Eka say that's my high commissioner, no size. Wow. Anyway, this same person is saying, I lost his contact. Can I please have his contact? These and more messages coming through. I'll be reading them from time to time. Let me borrow your word. You said, what happened to common sense? Last week, yeah, not me, your program, and a caller once asked, adding to the nurses, registered nurses and midwives, a call demonstration, the president, and I said the presidency sat down, watched unconcerned. Emma nipa bebre ewuye ansana one a nurse for ekasa and health minister ekasa kra na semba kwa okanya Ghana fu bi kire say entwe yikra, and it's instead of them meeting them halfway and I say fulfilling their how omo buy, they rather pleaded say retired nurses and midwives almost I'm right back to post emeboa because people are dying. Let me quote Nanado. Nanado said, economy need the jigua, ibitimi ediaba, but we can't bring back the dead. So, Sikabi owa, aden endis for man farmer nesifi. Now man say uncle Jumano Masha go for more and sana monomo ekasa. We can't bring back the dead, but people are dead due to this strike, even though the strike and much try illegal.
Well, with this issue of the striking nurses, I think that it's good they've returned to work. I think that it was totally uncalled for, because the finance minister, minister of health, all came out and said the demand they are making, it will throw the budget off gear, and that we should all make compromises. Nana, we've inherited a mess that we are solving. And for me, the whole issue about the nurses, I premise it on the fact that their leader, whose husband is a chairman of MPP in a certain constituency. I usually don't do this, but I ask myself, this demand of the nurses, since when did it start? Way back. Why didn't she ask the nurses to go on strike when the MPP was in administration?
So this is politically motivated?
I can confidently say that it's political. But you see, we have dosed it, and what has happened is that nobody is going to take her serious again when she makes any demands on behalf of nurses across this country. Because you see, she did it for her personal interest. She did it for her personal gain. After she declared the strike, where was she? She flew out of the country. She should have been there with her people, ensuring, say, whatever they've called for, whatever negotiations they are supposed to do with government, she becomes part of it, because she issued the statement for them to go on strike. I'm sure, say, it has been resolved in a way that it has been resolved. Nana, per the laws of our country, per the labor laws, there are certain essential service providers who don't just stand up and go on strikes. And I think that is one of the reasons why the Minister of Health asks that retired nurses should come back to Cameroon. Sometimes you need to let people know that what the law says, irrespective of how you feel, you respect the law. I think that I'm looking at a day where people will go on strike for certain reasons. However good the reasons are, there should be negotiations. But if you want to make a stance and want to, throw the country off gear, Nana, we are making economic gains. Then you just want to come in because we are making gains and it's not favorably your husband being a constituency executive. So what should happen? We should throw the economy off gear so that you can have something to say. Nana, that is not going to happen. And I can tell you, Nana, the issues will be resolved, and whatever is due our nurses, a listening president like John Dramani Mahama would ensure that it gets to them.
Okay. Listening president like John Dramani Mahama will make sure or will see to that it gets to them. Now the big question earlier about Bibisana say, is your name in Accra? Ibubisa. Couple of months ago, Anna Ebetuja, Miss Subium, it was all over. Which will be, when you say, Mr. Quashie, Anna Sisia, Obey Ambassador, it was South Africa High Commissioner. Okay, so as a media house, we reached out to him. I said, Debbie, GHASA is mine. GHASA. Meba. Me meye beti ko kachira wom. Opinion kasa tutu na namomba ha. Ebe kan ashaso kro wadase with the good heart ye nyina yeti ne ani age no. And obechiru mu se said the ayate no kran so watibi. But or twen ahwe say bibi sa ba on deny o me enkote ne bebia GHASA radio. Enti obeba. yɛtete ya yɛasea te biem na si dabi. Honorable, Your Excellency, Edino, Yakabum, Yadebema, Bray, Nabra Bechichim, or Manfont, say, Yasnati for the second time, say, when I want to say, City Noah, a war, Hatfield, Pretoria, no Krebe, anyone. So, with all due respect, Mr. Benjamin Kofi Quashie, NDC NC Council of Elders for Chairman, I asked, is your name in Accra?
Well, I think my name is in Accra because I was born in Accra. and so as for my name there, it has always been in Accra because I was born in Accra. I think I was born at me home birth certificate. No, I saw say almost here with my mom will be polyclinic.
Wow.
So that's Accra. It's inside Accra.
So your name is in Accra.
My name is in Accra. My name has always been in Accra.
Okay.
But let me thank you and thank all others who have always wanted to know what it is, if I am the one or I'm not the one. I'm not here to confirm anything. I'm here to say yes. I'm not here to confirm. I'm here to say President Mahama appoints people that he believes will help him achieve the reset agenda that he has set out to do. President Mahama looks at everybody's competencies. He looks at how everybody does things. So if President Mahama, who is the appointing authority, decides to appoint, I'm sure he would have taken all those things into consideration. But let me also quickly add that wherever or whoever is decided on to be the High Commissioner to South Africa, I'm sure that person has his job cut out for him because as a party, we've started doing very well in this country. We've supported each other. Whatever it is that the person comes in to come and do, that person will have to continue with it. We have good people of Ghana here. Ghana and South Africa has got a lot of businesses in common. So there's supposed to be progress. There's supposed to be development among the people of Ghana. And I always say we should model some of our things in terms of infrastructure development to that of South Africa, because I'm sure you've been in this country, you've seen how vibrant their housing projects are. You see how vibrant their road networks are. You see how vibrant their railway systems are. You see how vibrant their transportation system are. These are things that we need to learn from each other. And I think South Africa presents that litmus test for us all as a people to learn from. And I'm sure whoever comes in would ensure that the right thing is done. I can confidently tell you that will not be for negotiation. The development of the good people of Ghana, the benefit that would inure to both countries, the citizenry of both. And I have always maintained, Nana, when it is all said and done, may the benefit the good people of Ghana.
Anyway, let me read this message. Let's hear another question in regards to that. They are this one coming from all the way from Ghana. Kotobabi Amaya says, congratulations to your new ambassador to Ghana, High Commissioner. Okay, in essay. Okay, so somebody is congratulating you, and then somebody says the honorable man in your studio speaks well. He must be given the chance to serve any capacity, especially information or communication. Cynthia, Pretoria. Hey, our positions are for them all. And also. Okay, so more messages coming through. Yeah, okay. It is say no. Obia wate wono nani age woka kekachra manfo say Mr. Quashie say onene High Commissioner na ambassador wa South Africa ha no on record no me pese we see one so man biem.
So on record is that whoever the president appoints to come and serve will come and serve the good people of Ghana.
Okay.
And that person will serve at the behest of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama and ensure the reset agenda that he had promised, the manifesto that we wrote on to become the ruling party. We go ahead and ensure that we do what we have said, the good people of Ghana. Like I indicated, whoever it is would work for the benefit of the Ghanaian people. And to maintain also I will never run away when the responsibility behoves on me to be able to serve the people. Whichever way, I can give you my word that service to the people is what we are going to do.
It is a mampeni ekase Yera Benjamin Kofi Quashie be Pretoria betina say na some Ghana for however.
If President Mahama calls me and says that to me, of course I have to respect him.
Okay.
So I'm waiting until he says that. Once he says that, I'll tell you the answer that I gave him. But like I've indicated, he's the appointing authority. Once he appoints you, he has done all his checks to know that you'll be able to help him in propelling that Reset Ghana agenda. So I can assure you, sir, once he would say that thing, and I can let you know, sir, you'll be the first person that I'll call and tell you, sir, oh, the president has spoke, His Excellency the president has spoke to me, the president has asked if I want to serve, and I'll tell you the answer I'll give him.
Okay, so as we speak on record, papa your team enemy, Mr. Benjamin Kofi Quashie, the title he holds now, and as at 1:45, 16 June 2025, he still holds the title of NDC SA Council of Elders Chairman, according to him, enemy at studio hey. Sa title necessary, obama yinina ya swati. But as we speak, he's still the NDC. And I'm about NDC SA Council of Elders for chairman.
The way I love that position, it's a good position. So I don't think even if any appointment comes, I'll still leave that position.
You can still hold that.
I'm hoping so. I've not read what the constitution of the NDC, but if to go by what is happening at the national head office now, where we are told, say, people who have been appointed into government will have to relinquish their positions, then that means that is also going to affect us because remember, our modeling of the chapter is just like a constituency back in Ghana. So whatever affects political office holders in Ghana should equally affect political office holders here. So if the time comes and I cannot hold that position, but I tell you that that position has propelled me to learn a lot. It has gotten me closer to our people. It has gotten me closer to those who matter. And it has made me realize, like I said, it is service to the people, not to yourself. Once you realize that, then you start leading a very fulfilling life.
Enche na ye di anko twetwe ye reunion for Benjamin Kofi Quashie NDC SA osi position di opepa o manye a nkene ni beje ho but say ankoba ne sanswa woni hweka bebia His Excellency John Dramani Mahama de ne betu bia nso obesum say South Africa won the problem so be ko America obeko bebi on de betu bia obetu but yenim say din ki nya ide anka wo mfa ya de man ye ne na wa hanka wo mfa ya de man but ankoba ne sanswa, like he rightly said, he's here to serve and he is with the NDC and will forever be with the NDC. And the question I'm busy with because the answer I was expecting, Jama questions if you break and Safi and I do every night. The videos will be on our socials. You can always watch them and then send through your messages. So, following or making kind okay. NC Ghana for. I almost said Ghana for my disappointed. I don't think they are disappointed.
No.
They shouldn't be.
No, they won't be disappointed. Like I said, and now we had a very brilliant event in Durban where you could see the zeal, the belief, and the joy in the eyes of our good people. So for me, I don't think there should be any disappointment here and there. I can assure them that there will not be any disappointment. Whatever they are praying for, whatever they continue to pray for, look, we have a God that is bigger than any other person. We have a God who listens to prayers, and I'm sure that if that has been their clarion prayers over the years, why not? God will answer their prayers. I believe that whatever it is that we are doing as a people, we should always maintain the fact that whether position or not position, we should make things easy for others as we meet and see them. Now, it should not only be about position before you are able to help people. We've had instances where people have said, people get into positions and then when you even call them, they don't pick up your calls again. They don't even mind you again. And I think that those eras are gone with this current NDC administration that we have. One thing I can tell you on authority is, Nana, whoever or whatever the circumstances are, the prayers of our people will be answered. That God will never disappoint them.
God will never disappoint them. More who fly and no I'm sending so many questions. Or office or bad day. I can't ask those questions. I'm sorry. And yes, one of the questions are mommy prior to this interview and the Musa. utia, you know, say I can't even ask those questions. Or no, even faith. So about us, what my house, so why will I be asking him? Say, so about officer, the night be but in case say oba na sa nyo na you be onim no a Ghana phone be how na say data of Ghanaians nipa do e wo Ghana e wo South Africa Ghana for ha the embassy even doesn't know almost site update, but I think say me visit ho no it's improving and information ho no ya cake is so outdated, but I think say but recently there me say it's improving. It before it was bad.
Okay,
it was bad. And no much
in terms of the website, the
website,
it's not an interactive website.
No, it's not an interactive website.
Wow.
Into the say no mas is an idea who are not so many people ko ho so my interactive cry and how they engage with the Ghanaian community and so on. It's not me from all the way from Durban. If you obe access the embassy be do no say and a holiday sanka and a holiday why. And one funny thing is that when it's holiday in Ghana, it's holiday also here at the embassy. And most Ghanaians are not privy to that. Me, I met people there, Ofi Mtata was whatever they call that place, any other far places. They get there and the embassy is closed because it's holiday in Ghana.
I think that these are things that there should be education to our members and the Ghanaian community here.
Questions there those one no,
whatever it is, we'll have a time to sit and answer those questions. But you see, one thing I can say is irrespective of even the position, some of these things we have to bring it to the notice of the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, because look, a website is supposed to be interactive, so that when I sit in Tata, when I sit in Durban, Cape Town, wherever, Free State, wherever, I should be able to interact with whoever it is at the High Commission to get certain things done. This is the era of technology. And I think so say I have always respected the career diplomats that find themselves at the Ghana High Commission. I believe that they are doing their work, but you see, once you have people complaining, I have people who have complained about passports, I have people who have complained about certain charges that they have to pay when they get to the High Commission, that receipts in Crampo and far more on somebody. What is happening in the US, I can confidently tell you that there's part of it happening here.
Thank you. I was just about to say that. Yes, go on site, sorry to catch you, open your site now, who apply for passport.
I'm aware.
Then you get to a point where you need to choose a date. Forget it, when your date.
Yeah, I'm aware of individuals who always give their personal bank account details to Ghanaians who come there to come and ask for passport. And I feel that I was telling somebody last week that I hope whoever that person is learns from what happened in the US. Because if he doesn't learn from what happens in the US, then he should not think that we are just going to sit down aloof and allow him do whatever he's doing. I've spoken to a couple of people who I know are very close to him, and I've asked them to relate to him that do not use your personal bank account to do passport for people at the High Commission. I hope he listens. If he doesn't listen, then the day of reckoning is coming.
Oh, okay. So you know this person you're talking, because what refer to him.
Of course. I have had several complaints about that particular person. And funny enough, when I heard it and I got in touch, he just brushed it.
So we have another Quashie here in South Africa.
Yeah, we do.
Quashie US, Quashie South Africa.
We do. And he has continuously done that. If you don't pay extra 400, if you don't pay extra 500, he's not able to give you certain documents. He will tell you that these are the documents you need. Nana, yes, you share documents in then he will call you again and tell you, say, oh, documents to send me 400, I can get it for you. It is there. They know it at the High Commission. They are very much aware about it. I have taken that initiative to speak to somebody to tell him that he should stop what he's doing. But from all indications, because as of last week, somebody complained that the same thing has happened. So we are waiting for that day. When the day comes, that day of reckoning, nobody should come and say, yeah, pray dodo. When that day comes, just like you said, say, Okujeto Ablakwa pray dodo. We've given them that long rope to hang themselves. They should continue hanging themselves, or they should continue and change and do the best. Nana, again, I state, when you are brought to the High Commission, you are here to serve the people of Ghana. You are not here to enrich yourself. So if you want to enrich yourself, look for other ventures that you can enrich yourself through. But Obia, Nana, for me, it's so sad, because Obibewa Kotena Saloon, morning till evening, Monday to Sunday, Sebita Flache, Nyasa 400 in a week.
Yeah.
he won't get that 400. That person has kids that obekononaneba crutch. So to your crutch at the end of the month. So to your say at the end of the month. 400 no nko bet me the groceries be now the better meal at ho up milk kakre bia ka ho just to take care of nimba for a whole month. You take that money and you put it in your pocket and you think that is fair? I don't think that is fair. And I think that our consciences would have to guide us, especially when we are dealing with the vulnerable people that we find in South Africa. Because Obia or South Africa, I say Obia hustle. People are hustling. People have to work hard and send monies home. It is not a joke. Nana, I won't away. Can you walk outside? You see how cold it is.
It's very cold.
But people would have to go to the shop, braid hair, wait, and then in a week, then you take all this money. I don't think it's right. And I think the embassy has also got to increase its welfare activities, because there are genuine people in this country who wish to, almost passport, they wish to do it. But 1,500 was 1,000 rands. Somebody will tell you, say, for 1 year,
it's 2,000 plus.
2,000 plus. I have indicated somewhere during our meeting in Durban that our pricing of passport renewal and new passports should reflect the pricing that is in Ghana.
Yeah.
It should reflect the price that is being given by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We are all bound by that particular pricing system. If we are able to, cure this mischief of somebody saying, say, so-called fat document waiver, you don't have it, so send me 500 rand, send me weight. Then I think the people of Ghana will be okay with it, whatever the pricing system is. Then we'll look at how the embassy or the High Commission can be also able to support people who genuinely need the passport but don't have the means. I think those days are just about unfolding themselves. The good people of Ghana would see the Ghana High Commission over its entire year. I'm happy to say, and we've looked at all the High Commissioners that we've had till today. This particular High Commission, whoever heads it at this particular time, and I can confidently tell you, he will make the embassy or the High Commission the best that we have ever seen. Mark my words.
And I'm going to mark your words and I'll quote you one day, which I can promise, like you rightly said. So now, this embassy will be serving people from Lesotho.
It's like you indicated, there are different, I think 7 different.
Yeah, so it's Lesotho, Madagascar, Mauritius, Seychelles, Swatini, formerly Swaziland, and then Comoros.
Yes. I think Comoros have moved to Zimbabwe.
Okay.
So whoever is in charge of Zimbabwe would also have to Comoros as well. But I think that is intertwined. Whatever it is, the southern sector, we should all come together. Both the ambassador, the High Commissioner here, and the ambassador to Zimbabwe have to team up and ensure. Nana, there are a lot of opportunities that can come out from these countries to the benefit of the Ghanaian people. Nana, the first thing I have asked for is that there should be an amnesty for our brothers and sisters who are here overstayed and want to regularize their stay. That is one thing that we'll fight tooth and nail for, so that our people, when arrested, they say, the passport I spy, wache or kroma. If the person is willing, and that's what I call the amnesty, that is something I'm going to champion. If the person is willing and comes and says, Martina Kroma almost 10 years near, I couldn't renew because those days things were difficult. We should have a means we can speak to the Department of Home Affairs, speak to the minister and say, Minister, we understand that the laws are ABCD, but we want to make it so easy for our people and also to ensure our people are law-abiding in this country. Can you give us an amnesty where we'll rally our people and say, Nana, baby or befibia, and I know our people will do everything they have to do if this amnesty comes and they say for passport bra and a new passport, then we go to Home Affairs and get them whatever permits that they need or whatever extensions that they need. I think it shouldn't be something that we shouldn't be able to do. We should be able to do it. It's all about diplomacy. It's all about jojoing. It's all about sitting down and discussing these things. And I'm sure once we do those things, Nana, it will adhere to Ghanaians or more benefit.
Okay, so whoever resumes that office, Nipakwa Betina Hono, Ayebe friend His Excellency, GHASA Radio, the Ayenso Yewa Yebe Ediabwane say there is a program, I want to say it openly, program here with the previous administration. We wrote to them and yielded any positive results. So we had a program called Time with the Mission. Okay, so with Time with the Mission, the say concept, and say whatever message mission or per se carry across to the Ghanaians na ewahano. This is the only place they listen to, and we give them time. Either we come there with our cameras, or they come here and then talk to Ghanaians in Sisabia, Bibia, Bebia, no GHASA Radio. Our doors are open. Say we create that program for the mission, and the title is Time with the Mission. Mepacho ya gazette inti wa befa so be no yemfiu. It's ours. Time with the mission. So our doors are open. If we need to come there, yabeba. So we say mission and so bar. We give them that time. Then they speak to Ghanaians with any changes biaba. Because it's so funny say ube wuna release biaba na and then social media platforms. I know my own people. We don't like to read. It's no the release abaneda and then na but once you come here and speak to them, and as we do a video of it and circulate it, so once again, GHASA Radio, whoever resumes that office, we are happy to work with them.
I think it's a brilliant initiative, if you ask me. You are even making it more easier for the High Commission in terms of communicating with the Ghanaian people.
Yes.
And I think that should be something that anybody who is there should hold in high esteem. Now, there are officers that needs to go out there, have these interviews and indicate to Ghanaian people, so A, B, C, D, they have seen certain invitations from the High Commission to Ghanaian citizens, but the channels with which they send them, you ask yourself, how many Ghanaians are going to be able to read or to get those information? If you send it and you said copy to all Ghanaian associations, how do you copy to all Ghanaian associations? Some in Tata, you just see those things flying out in it. And I think, say, and like I indicated the last time when I was here, your radio station is doing a lot for the Ghanaian people. There should be a way that we rope it in with whatever happens in terms of communication services at the High Commission. It shouldn't be too much to ask for. It should be something that whilst you continue to do your work to the general public, you also have that belief, say, or that strong commitment to the High Commission back here, so that anything we can just take a phone and say, so Nana, can you let this information be disseminated from your radio station to all the good people of Ghana living in South Africa? You remember, a radio station is not only for people who are Ghanaians living in South Africa. I know people in Ghana will listen to you religiously, religiously every day. So I'm sure that once we are able to regularize it, it will go a long way to benefit the Ghana. I'm wondering, say, Adentina yache till this time but trust you me, we would ensure that it's done.
Okay. So this one is coming from Insurance. He says, please, my message to your guest, please tell him he has a secret admirer. I like his style of leadership. Hey.
No comment.
No comment for now.
No
okay.
Comment.
It's yani openi akasa and enkomo we nyina ama yani age say how we wish say announcement beba nanka yewa because whoever comes and we know say he or she might serve and serve well, but
the way Ubisa question way on the day when you know who it is, I'm not sure you are going to sleep in this studio, Anna.
And in the and if Saturday, no, so Ubia, I wish it's a on the I think saying Casada energy.
Oh, God still answers prayers, so keep praying.
Yeah, we bomb fire. They are come to me.
You would come to Kawari, a very fast far.
That's a par. You come on in, baby. I want Ghana for 8 years. What can but be so repeating that a honor? As we speak, we don't know who is mounting that seat. Pretoria, Hartfield, and then say a year what do you promise? I never once then I will catch Ubia Nipapon ever seat in brief.
Whoever comes as the High Commissioner will have to work for the benefit of the Ghanaian people. Whoever comes as a High Commissioner should ensure say there will not be any issue or normal stuff as normal is in the past. That person will have to bring pragmatic changes. That person will have to ensure say Nana the Ghanaian community feels safe, the Ghanaian community feel loved, and the Ghanaian community feel assisted in whatever way that the case might be. Nana Mesreo, one promise I want to give the Ghanaian people is that the NDC is a ruling party. So if we all want to achieve what President Mahama wants us to achieve now, whoever it is that comes will have to work within the confines of the manifesto that brought us into power. You have to work with the tenets of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, ensure said the presidency is involved in whatever you are doing and doing for the Ghanaian community here. What I can assure the good people of Ghana is that nobody will be given the High Commissioner position and will sit back and look at that person, not care about the Ghanaian people, not take actions that will benefit the good people of Ghana. That one, Nana, I can assure you, we would ensure that the right thing is. I want to tell the Ghanaian community that they should keep being those law-abiding. Last week, it will be Freme, and when we were talking, it's a deputy minister in this country, and he indicated, say, they just love Ghanaians. In fact, he typically even told me that he's from East London.
Okay.
Now, he speaks Ghanaian language fluently. He's a deputy minister in this country.
Okay.
So he was telling me that when you go to Eastern Cape, there's a community that, they are Ghanaians. A whole community, like in Sunnyside or in, let's say, Arcadia. So he says that growing up, they had teachers from Ghana, doctors, lawyers from Ghana who came to settle there, and they were working. Some they go back, some come back, and other things. So, in fact, some of them, when they tell you they are going home as Ghanaians, going home means it's going to Eastern Cape. And he indicated, say, they've never seen any law-abiding group of people other than the Ghanaians who are staying there. I felt so proud as a Ghanaian, because when he was speaking, he was saying that even him, let's change the language and speak Ghana. When I started, brilliant. He was speaking Ghanaian language fluently. So I asked, how did you do it? He says, no, but these are people who took care of us when we were kids. And still there are Ghanaians who are living in that community. So I asked him, how do they relate to the Ghana High Commission? Unfortunately, from what he told me, I'm not sure the High Commission even knows that there's a group of people, career people who are there in Eastern Cape, who are Ghanaians, but who have ensured, say, they are projecting the good name of Ghana. These are people that we need to encourage. These are people that we need to bring together, because remember, or say, none is just there for being their sake. Some are lawyers, some are doctors, some are teachers, and they are teaching their kids each day and each night. And I am proud to be called a Ghanaian in this country, because I remember last week there was a picture of somebody who was arrested. I think last month, a picture of somebody who was arrested and had a lot of passports, and it said a Ghanaian has been arrested.
Yeah, I saw.
So when I saw it,
Mm-hmm.
I sent it to the Public Relations Department of the High Commission, asking that can they verify and let us know, because from where I stand, I don't believe that that person is a Ghanaian.
I saw that.
I believe that if we want to investigate and see who that person is, it shouldn't take us forever like it's taking the High Commission. The High Commission should brief us as Ghanaian people. I don't know how they expect us to get messages or things across to them. I didn't know, say, website was not interactive, because I just sent it to the complaint center, expecting that there'll be a response. And I think, say, if they wouldn't do it, we'll look for our own means of verifying this information. But I don't think, say, it is right for us to be looking for our own means to be verifying information. No, it won't help.
I think people don't want you to go. Answer a few questions, then we can take leave of you. Okay, so this one coming from Michael Pepper. He says, I love the way this man, I love the way this, I am very, this is speaking, you said he's speaking accurate, and your submission is on point. Let me put it that way. Michael Pepper again, he says, I love the way, okay, so he sent it again and again and again. And he says, very true on the accessibility of the embassy. It should be very accessible through online and physical means. Okay, Michael again, he says, this interview must be what? Circulated. It is very heartwarming and educative. Okay, so that's on YouTube and also on our other social media platforms and so on. This one says, Mr. Benjamin Quashie, you have our unflinching support always, because you are there for everyone. Keep shining, sir. And this one also says, kindly tell him I have a business proposal which I think it will be beneficial to him and the commission. Okay. I'm sure
the gentleman who said he has a proposal that will be good for us and the commission. You can give him my number, or we'll just put out the number to the secretary of the NDC here in the chapter. I'm sure that these kind of complaints should go to us through the secretariat. They'll document it down, and we're sure we would respond to all of them. So I don't know if I should give you the number. I've not gotten his permission to give out the number, so I'll send it to you personally after I've spoken to him, and then we'll see what we can
take it from there.
Yes.
Me and I was saying that you train como the aye can say, like you rightly said, we should keep praying na sanyo krana and queenie papa. You have Ghanaians here at hand. If it's a how you are going to be a mobile.
It's true.
Mobile pa, and if you knew your bet sia a be my semen so ID.
Thank you.
Last words in my pieces just say one thing. People love to hear you speak. I don't know.
I'm here
what
with
you
them.
got on them, I don't know.
I am here with them. I'll continue to be here with my good brothers, sisters, and friends from Ghana and those that are here. I think that we have come far as a people. We've come far as a nation. I believe that wherever we find ourselves, we should continue projecting the flag of Ghana so high. I can tell the good people of Ghana, say, if you look at inflation, for example, from December, inflation was 23.8%. That was between October to December last year when NPP was in administration. Now, between January, ABC May of this year, under the John Dramani Mahama administration, inflation is now 18.4%.
Wow.
A whooping reduction. Nana, petrol prices are dropping. Bank of Ghana has said, they are not making losses like the others have made losses. President Mahama has also indicated, for example, Zoom Lion 4 contract here will be a GHASA Manasseh Azuri Awuni sending a letter, and he says, look, we are not renewing it. You have to increase the prices of the
2.5.
Yes.
25 Ghana cedi.
Yeah. He says he's not renewing it. But you see, on the issue of the sanitation, there are a lot of components that go into it, and I think that let's renegotiate it, making sure all the other agencies that are involved all come to the drawing table. You to surprise you to note, all of us are thinking that the money goes to Zoom Lion. It might not be the case. Let's look for what the loopholes are. Let's plug them and ensure that it's a pity that somebody will sweep for the whole month and you give the person 250 Ghana cedi. It doesn't make sense. It is dehumanizing. It is something that it's nauseating. It's not something that you would wish even for your worst enemy. I'm sure once President Mahama has decided this Zoom Lion contract, Manasseh started speaking about it from the day Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo became president, or Kanya to the last day Nana Addo became president, and nothing happened. Within 3, 4, 5 months of John Mahama's administration, he has written back to Manasseh and said that, thank you for your concern, but I am not renewing the contract. I think that we should pat the president in the back. The economic management team is doing brilliant as well. When you drop inflation from that level, the cedi has become the best performing currency, even against the United States dollar. We didn't see this coming. It's happening. President Mahama has said that between June and July, he will start rolling out the 24-hour economy. He's starting with the 2 ports, the Takrady port and Tema port. This is a president that we should all be happy about. This is somebody we should all be proud. He's the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces and our leader and our president. I think, from January to just May, our gold exports. Remember when we were doing gold for oil business? Do you know the losses that we made?
Huge losses.
Huge losses. But with the establishment of the gold board, and between that time and now, I hear we've exported almost 41.5 tons of gold, and these are what has gone to show the cedi. President Mahama indicated about 125 billion of our public debt has been slashed because the cedi is doing well, the gains of the cedi. So you see what is happening. Leadership has started taking effect. Once leadership starts from the top, it trickles downstairs, and everything works better for the good people of Ghana. I'm proud to be alive at this time as a Ghanaian citizen, because John Mahama has indicated that he's not going to be selfish. He's not going to be, it's not about him, it's about that legacy. And if President Mahama continues on this trajectory, which I believe he's going to continue with, President John Dramani Mahama would have done better than Kwame Nkrumah. And we would all as Ghanaians accept that fact at the end of his tenure and say, look, this is something that we cannot debate. This is something that we cannot argue about. His works will speak for him. I pray for long life for him. I pray for the wisdom for him to continue to lead. I pray for the strength for him to continue to lead the way he's leading. And I can assure you that if he continues this way, Ghana's better days are ahead.
If he continues this way, Ghana better days are ahead. Yeni Ura Union for Mr. Benjamin Kofi Quashie, NDCS Council of Elders Chairman, and Yeni no Etri and Common. Yeni Comonesi, Asumia Wote.